Let's also get to the interaction between a great Australian reporter who had I think the two really interesting conversations that Donald Trump has had have been longer form interviews, one with Barstool Sports and one that was done with Axios, which is sort of an internal political thing, but runs on HBO. Jonathan Swan is the Australian reporter who has, in the space of a couple of years, completely got himself to the stage where he's first name basis with the president and was able to, at times, agree, disagree, and mock, smirk, whatever, but if nothing else, a very Australian interaction with an American president. You agree or disagree with the politics. I like that an Aussie is able to talk like this to the president.
Well, right here, the United States is lowest in numerous categories. We're lower than the world.
Lower than the world?
Lower than
what is that?
Europe.
In what?
Look.
In what?
Take a look. Right here. Here's case death.
Oh, you're doing death as a proportion of cases. I'm talking about death as a proportion of population. That's where the US is really bad.
Well,
much worse than South Korea, Germany, etc.
You can't do that. You have
Why
to go.
can't I do that?
You have to go by where. Look, here is the United States. You have to go by the cases. The cases.
Why not as a proportion of population?
When we have somebody. What it says is when you have somebody that has where there's a case, the people that live from those cases.
It's surely a relevant statistic to say if the US has X population and X percentage of death of that population versus South Korea.
You have to go by the cases.
Well, look at South Korea, for example. 51 million population, 300 deaths. It's like, it's crazy compared to
that.
I do. It's on
you don't know that.
You think they're faking their statistics? South Korea?
I won't get into that because I have a very good relationship with the country. But you don't know that.
I love the great man, and I love seeing an Australian being able to ask. Look, I don't know, what you think of this, Mark, but look, I think that as I said, that Barstool Sports interview and this one, just really interesting because, Trump's at his best when, of course, he's long-form riffing and all the rest. And look, you're allowed to ask him, nice questions, nasty questions, whatever. It's just not all that sort of wanky carry-on that CNN or MSNBC would throw his way.
Yeah, it's Norman Swan's son.
Yes.
From the ABC. And hopefully young Jonathan there is more accurate than his dad has been in this country.
Who, by the way, I think, as Chris Kenny was showing a bit earlier, now is starting to talk about how we have to live with the virus. We can't lock down forever. Remember when we were saying that? Yeah, Rita, and our heads would be, blown off at every possible chance. Rita, I don't know if you sat through and saw the interview, but what did you think of it?
I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I do agree that David Portnoy, I think his name is, the Barstool's dude. I saw that in its entirety. That was very good. And I thought the clips I've seen of that were very illuminating. And there's a few times I think Trump just said stuff that he shouldn't have said, but that's Trump. That's what you expect from him. But I wonder if he would have done the interview if he knew that Jonathan Swan's father retweeted the Lincoln Project calling coronavirus the Trump virus. Of course, I'm sure he's not going to hold Jonathan responsible for what his dad is tweeting. And you're right, Jonathan Swan has just done incredible things in the US in a very short space of time and is very well regarded.